Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about how to caption your own videos that you've created. My name is Carrie Millian. I'm the Assistive Technology Specialist here at DVC, and I really encourage you, if anything that you learn about in this video you want more information about or you would like more one-on-one assistance, please don't hesitate to contact me. My contact information will occur at the end of the presentation. So what we're going to cover today, first we're going to talk about captioning legal requirements, and then we'll be going through a workflow for captioning your own video material using two separate platforms. First we'll be talking about using Screencast-O-Matic, and then we'll be talking about captioning a video in YouTube. So let's first discuss some captioning legal requirements. Generally speaking, we ask that you not show a video in class or post it on Canvas unless it is captioned. Best practices dictate that all videos are captioned. You never know who would be benefiting from captioning. This is imperative for classes that are completely online. So it is a must if your course is online. You will never meet those students, so you will have no knowledge of whether or not they may be deaf or hard of hearing. For face-to-face classes, however, for example, if you do a lecture cast in your course that day, you record yourself and you want to post it to your Canvas course that night for review, and you want to have a rather quick turnaround for that, you can post it the same day without captioning first, unless a student has requested captions through DSS, and DSS will notify you if one of your students has requested captions, but that only applies to face-to-face classes. And in a perfect world, even in face-to-face classes, we wouldn't post a video unless it was captioned, but I understand that for the sake of time and turnaround, if you do want to post that lecture right away for review, you can post it without captioning it first. However, you should have a captioning plan in place should a student request arise. Sometimes students add courses late. Unfortunately, sometimes students acquire deafness during various times in their life. So it's possible that you will need to have a captioning solution at the ready should a formal request arise. So having a plan to caption and doing those captions ahead of time avoids the stress of last-second accommodations. So let's discuss some guidelines for captioning. Each caption frame should hold 1 to 3 lines of text on screen at a time and be viewable for a duration of 3 to 7 seconds. Each line should not exceed 32 characters. And if you use Screencast-O-Matic or YouTube, which are the two platforms we're going to be showing you today, those are already taken care of because those programs already implement these standards, as well as the second bullet point, which says each caption frame should be replaced by another caption. So YouTube and Screencast-O-Matic will automatically show the text as you're saying it, and then not show the next text until you have finished the previous line. In other words, even if there is a pause, it will still show the text that you had previously said. That will make much more sense once I actually show you the platform. YouTube and Screencast-O-Matic also take care of the third bullet point, which says that all caption frames should be precisely time synced to the audio. Those already do that as well, which I will show you momentarily. The fourth bullet point says a caption frame should be repositioned if it obscures on-screen text or other essential visual elements. Well, if a person is using YouTube and they are viewing the captions, in YouTube you can click and drag the caption line to be wherever you want it to be on the screen. So that is completely under the user's control, which is a nice feature. The last bullet point is sort of up to us, the human who's making the video, to verify, and that is that spelling should be at least 99% accurate. YouTube and Screencast-O-Matic do a pretty good job of deciphering the words that we're saying and would hopefully spell those words properly. However, as we know, a lot of times we use names or maybe some specific terms that it will not recognize properly. So it is imperative that we go back and review that, which we'll also be talking about. A few more guidelines. When multiple speakers are present, identify who is speaking. So YouTube and Screencast-O-Matic aren't smart enough yet to be able to identify who is talking and when. So it's helpful for us to go in and add in the person's name. You could simply say Sally, colon, and then the word that the lines that she says. Both upper and lowercase letters should be used. YouTube tends to use all lowercase letters when it does its auto transcription, so that would be important for us to go back and review as well. It already uses a non-serif font, both platforms do, so that's taken care of. The fourth bullet, non-speech sounds like music or laughter, should be added in square brackets. That also is up to us to add in. And the example that I use often for this is the idea of a gunshot. So if you're watching a movie with captions on, and a gunshot occurs off camera, a person who cannot hear what's happening may not be aware that that gunshot occurred. And something like a gunshot is probably pretty important to the plot. So in order to give them a similar experience to a person who can hear, we would want to put gunshot in all caps in brackets so that the person knows that that has occurred. Last but not least, we obviously want to add in punctuation to add maximum clarity to the text. Again, YouTube and Screencast-O-Matic aren't smart enough to add those in for us, so we will need to do that. If you want more information about these guidelines, you can check out the website that's listed at the bottom of this slide. And I will be I will be posting as well the PowerPoint that you're viewing on this video to the Online Accessibility at DVC website, and you can click on this link to go directly to this article. Okay, so now we're going to get into the actual process of captioning. Both Screencast-O-Matic and YouTube use the following method, which I've kind of given a name to. I call it the ASR method, which stands for Auto Transcribe, Sync, and Review. So what both of these platforms does is it, once you upload the video, it will auto transcribe what you say. In other words, it will run speech recognition technology through your whole video and try to decipher what it is you're saying and put that into a transcript. It will then move on to the S part of this process, which is sync, and it will sync up the transcript to when you have actually said it in the video. And last but not least is R, which stands for review. That is the part that we, the human, actually have to do. Luckily for us, Screencast-O-Matic and YouTube do the auto transcribe and sync steps, and then we are responsible for doing the review. Okay, so we're going to begin with talking about captioning your videos with Screencast-O-Matic. And what Screencast-O-Matic is it's a platform, it's a free download, free website that allows you to create an account and then record what is on your screen with audio for up to 15 minutes. So think of it as though your student is sitting next to you in your office, you're both looking at your computer screen, and they're hearing what you're saying. So it can be a really powerful educational tool. The free version only allows you to record up to 15 minutes, so if you want to do videos longer than that, it does require a subscription, which we'll discuss in a second. It's very easy to edit your videos directly within Screencast-O-Matic and then save them to your computer as an MP4 file, which you can then upload to wherever you want. Canvas, YouTube, you name it. One recent feature of Screencast-O-Matic is it now has a built-in captioning editor, as I mentioned, that uses speech recognition technology, or the ASR method. That, however, is only available if you have the subscription, which as of the date of this recording was $1.50 a month, or in the ballpark of $15 a year. Not a huge investment. I personally find it's a good investment because I think the functionality is great, and I like to have the freedom of making videos longer than 15 minutes, such as the video you're watching right now. However, pedagogically speaking, short brief, to-the-point videos are often considered better. So maybe it's not required for you to get the subscription. Keep in mind, you can still caption your videos in YouTube. You do not have to do them through Screencast-O-Matic, but if you already have the subscription, I want you to know that it is possible to do all your captioning directly within this program. And what I've put at the bottom of the screen there is the link to the website to allow you to create an account. Okay, so the next, excuse me, the next few slides are actually screenshots of me going through the process in Screencast-O-Matic of captioning a video within that. I'm going to go away from the PowerPoint right now and show you the workflow in real time for how to do that. But if you want to view the PowerPoint that is also posted on the Online Accessibility website, it goes through the screenshots for how to do this, which you can print out and keep. Okay, so I'm going to go away from the PowerPoint and actually go into my Screencast-O-Matic account, and I'm going to go to a sample video that I've already posted. So let me go into this. Okay, you can see it's very short. It's only 30 seconds long. And once you've uploaded your video, you can go into CC and then click Add New Captions. And at that point, it will show the video language, which in this case is English. And then underneath that, you want to look for where it says Speech to Text. And what that means is that it's going to run that speech recognition software that I mentioned and decipher the language of your video. So I'm going to say Start, and I'm going to give it a few moments. It's going to go through and recognize all of the text, and you can see it over here on the right generating that. It's a very short video, as I mentioned, so it shouldn't take very long. Okay, so it appears as though it is finished, and what I'd like to show you right now is sort of an example of how it fared in terms of recognizing what I've said. So if I press play, you'll see the auto-generated captions appear at the bottom here, and let's just see how accurate it was. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add alternate text to an image in Word 2016. And I've inserted an image already into my document. It's of a little bunny, kind of looking like he has his two front legs up. Maybe he's motioning to his friends. But I'll take you through the workflow. Okay, so you could hear from that there were a few things that it missed. Let me go back to this first one. Let's rewind the video a little bit, all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so it left out the words in this video, but to add those in, all I have to do is click on the text box that I want to edit, and I can simply just type. In this video, comma, I'm going to show you how to add alternate text to an image in Word 2016. And in that case, I'll want Word to be capitalized. And then in the next area, let's see how that did. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add alternate text to an image in Word 2016. And I've inserted an image already. And here I can see that it had an extra A there, so I kind of paused, so I want to get rid of that. And you can just see how easy it is to go in and edit what it has written. You can also add in punctuation and anything else you need to. Once you are happy with how everything looks, you simply click OK. That's going to save your captions. And now you have the option to save it as a video file, and those captions will be preserved. You can also, through Screencast-O-Matic, get an embed code, as well as a link to the video, and as I mentioned, you can post it wherever you please. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint presentation now, and just pick up where we left off. And I will just go through these slides that I mentioned which show you each of the screenshots. Okay, moving on to our next platform, and that is captioning your videos with YouTube. So as of end of September, when I went back and tried to make sure that all my procedures I was telling you about were still functional, I noticed that YouTube is trying out a beta version of a new video studio editor. They are still working out the kinks and functionality. In fact, I found the captioning process in that new editor to be really cumbersome and clunky. I couldn't even really actually find out how to use it or where to find it at first, which is a problem. So at this point, I recommend switching back to the Creator Studio Classic view, which you can still do. And that's the procedure and the view that I'm going to be using in this tutorial. I believe at some point in 2019, they are going to eliminate the Classic and switch completely over to the new one. But never fear, I will make a video about how to caption in that, and hopefully they will have fixed the clunkiness by then. So I'm going to, again, veer away from the PowerPoint, but I do have on here step-by-step slides with screenshots of how to do this if you're only viewing the PowerPoint. Okay, so let's go into my YouTube channel. So here I am. This is my specific YouTube channel where I upload my videos. Now, I need to first, to get back to the classic view, I need to first click on YouTube Studio Beta, which will show me the new studio version that I just mentioned. But I'm going to actually go over here, and if you look at the bottom, see where it says Creator Studio Classic. Click on that to bring us back to our classic view. And then we can get started. Okay. Here we are in our classic view. So the same video that I used in the screencast-o-matic example is the same one I'm going to use here. So to caption your video on YouTube, you simply just click on the video that you want to add captions to. And you click on the subtitles/CC button. And what we are looking for here, I have an edit from before, so just ignore this, please. But what we are looking for here is an area that says Published English Automatic. Now, keep in mind, you will not see that immediately after uploading your video. It sometimes can take up to 24 hours for the English Automatic captions to appear, or that area to appear on your screen. It depends on the length of the video. It depends on the complexity of the language used. But never fear, it will appear. You just might need to be a little patient with it. But it's worth the wait, because what that is, and I will show you right now, I'm going to click on that. What that will do is it will generate a time-stamped, auto-transcribed transcript. It's kind of redundant, but of your video, just like Screencast-O-Matic did. Personally, I think YouTube's technology is better. They tend to be more accurate than Screencast-O-Matic, but they're both pretty good. Now, you may notice it's kind of grayed out. It's really hard to see what these words say. So if you click Edit, those should appear in black, which they have. Okay, so it's kind of similar setup to the Screencast-O-Matic. On the left-hand side, we have our text boxes, which are time-stamped. On the right, we have the video itself, and underneath, rather, a timeline that shows how long each set of text is going to be on the screen. So just like I did with Screencast-O-Matic, let me play this so that we can just get a sense of how accurate it is right out of the box. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add alternate text to an image in Word 2016. And I've inserted an image already into my document. It's of a little bunny, kind of looking like he has his two front legs up. Maybe he's motioning to his friends. Okay, so this one did a little bit better. Just out of the gate, I noticed that if we come over here, it already capitalized Word in Word 2016. But we still have to add in our capitalizations. And just like in Screencast-O-Matic, you just click in the box and you can make any changes you need to. Let's see. And we'll get rid of that extra A. And it's interesting because YouTube and Screencast-O-Matic both do a pretty good job of eliminating the ums and the uhs that we tend to interject into our speech. So that is very helpful. It may not get all of them, so you do still need to go back and make sure that you are editing it. But you can see that it's a pretty labor, non-intensive process. And so once you've gone through that and sort of made sure that everything is ship-shape and punctuation is correct, you simply just click Save Changes. And now when you post that video wherever you put it, you can be sure that it is captioned. And captioned videos in YouTube's search are ranked higher. If there is a, if it can be shown, if YouTube detects that captions have been added, and I'm not talking machine captions, but captions that have been edited and manipulated, that denotes that someone has paid attention to them, those tend to get ranked higher. You can also go on to the advanced settings on your video and put a captioning certificate or certification. That also will help your video get ranked higher if that's something that you're interested in when people search for videos. Okay, I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. And as I mentioned, these slides that you're seeing right now are just screenshots of us going through that process we just did. Okay, another option you may want to consider is using an outside service to do the captioning for you. Us here at DVC are lucky as part of the California Community Colleges because we are we have received part of a grant to have our videos captioned, and we don't have to pay for it. So 3C Media Solutions is a company that has partnered with the Chancellor's Office and all the community colleges in our system, and we can send videos to them to have them captioned. And I'm going to take you through the process here. Let me see if it'll allow me to go to the website directly through here. It's pretty simple. You make an account and upload your videos just kind of like you would do with any other thing. And I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you just how easy it is to submit a video for captioning. Okay, let me add in my credentials here. Okay. So we'll just allow it to log in. Okay, and once you have logged in, if you go to Media, that will show a listing of all the videos that you have uploaded. And uploading a video is simple. You just simply click on the Add Upload Media button. I only have one video in here. I'm going to click on it. Once you've done that, you'll see the video itself. Underneath that, there is an area that says Submit this media for captioning. And it mentions the grant that we have access to. At that point, you will be asked to fill out a very short form, and it's, again, to kind of verify the funding. You do need to add a section number for whatever class the video is attached to. So sorry, you can't send in videos of your dog or your cat unless it's part of your class, but we have to show that they are for academic purposes. You also have the chance to add in any transcriber notes if you have names in your video or specific terms that may be tricky. Keep in mind it will be a human captioning this, so that helps them to know that they're doing it properly. And then once you submit that, it says it takes 3 to 5 business days, but it usually gets sent back on the quicker side. But again, it helps to plan ahead, so if you need something immediately, it's good to know how to do it yourself. But this is a good option if you have a high volume of videos you want captioned, because I realize that can be very time consuming. Once you submit it and it's sent back to you, they will literally just send you the video file and the captions are already embedded into those. There's nothing else that you have to do. So this is a great resource that we have access to. Please also keep checking the online accessibility at DVC website for updates on how to caption things, as well as on all other online accessibility topics. I try my hardest to keep it updated as much as possible for new procedures and trends. Last but not least, thank you so much for taking the time to view this video. Please contact me if you need any help. No question is too big or too small. And don't worry if you feel like, oh, you know, I haven't been doing these things and I really should have been. The time to start is now, okay? So please, please contact me if I can be of any assistance. I'm happy to meet individually with folks, and I can come to you and provide some individual support. My name is Carrie Million again. My email address is cmillion@dvc.edu, and you can also call me. Thank you again for watching.